right, so this is going to be a pretty basic class. It's entitled Study to Show Thyself Approved. And this is something that applies to all of us, right? We all have to study to show ourselves approved unto God. So I just want to get to the point because we already started late. Let's go to 1 Peter 3:15, please.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, verse 15. But sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
So we all, meaning men and women and children, should be able to give an answer for the reason we hope. So that means somebody sees you, one of you sisters walking around with a long, loose-fitting, modest dress with fringes on it, you should be able to explain why you're wearing it. Brothers, they go to work and you got fringes on your clothes, you should be able to, now I'm not saying it's wise to do so, but you should be able to explain why you're doing what you're doing. You have to give a reason for your hope. You should be able to give that to anybody. You should be able to do it at the drop of a hat. You should be able to break down why you believe what you believe. I'm going to take it up another notch though. How many we got in here from the tribe of Issachar? So we got nobody. All right, no, I'm just kidding. But so we got one brother in here right now from the tribe of Issachar. Who's from the tribe of Gad? Gad? Any Gadites? Okay. All right, okay, all praises. Do we have any Benjamin in the house? Any Benjamin? Benjamin? All right. Benjamin. All right, any Reuben? Any Reuben? Simeon. Oh, you Reuben? All right, all praises. Simeon? Any Simeon? No? Okay, Levi. Nobody? Okay. All right. Judah. A lot of Judah in here. Judah from wall to wall. Yeah. Now, how many of y'all can go through the scriptures and prove your tribe? See a problem there? Read that scripture again.
1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15. But sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
So we know that we're Judah based upon what? Scriptures. A lot of people got their hands up saying, I'm Judah. Prove it. Put your hand down. Are you Judah? Can you prove it? Can you take me through the scriptures and show me why you say that this is what you are? This is part of this is what we have to do. So anybody who out of the people that don't know how to tell you prove their tribe owns the 12 tribe breakdown video? Oh, really? So after the Sabbath, that thing should just be sold out, right? Because everybody should be going to buy it to find out how to prove who you are, because you don't know. Right now, you just repeating something that you heard or you saw in the video, or you looking at a sign and you saying, yeah, that's who I am. Prove it. No, it's on the sign. All right, prove that the sign is right. Oh, I can't. What are you talking about? You're worse than a Christian. So I'm just telling y'all, you want to be on point. This is what the scripture's teaching us, right? So now let me get Sirach 5 and 11.
Sirach chapter 5 and verse 11. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer.
Go ahead.
If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. Honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man is his fall.
So wait a minute. So go back and I want you to read 11 one more time for me.
Verse 11. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer.
So with patience give answer. So you're supposed to be able to give an answer. So again, like when somebody asks you, like y'all can prove why you wear fringes, right?
Yes, sir.
You can prove that. You sisters, you can prove why you got fringes on. Brothers, you can prove why you got a beard on your face, correct? You can prove it. You can take somebody into the scriptures and say, listen, this is why I have this beard. You can do that? Sure. All right. Sisters, can you prove why when scriptures are coming out, you have your heads covered? You can. You can prove why you wear modest apparel. You can prove that. All right, all right. All right, all praises. That's good that you're able to prove these things, because you have to. You have to be able to do that. Because people will come up and challenge you. I'm quite sure you've been challenged already by family members. You've been challenged by co-workers, so-called friends. Well, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you changing all of a sudden, bro? You got to be able to listen. I'm doing this because of this. You got to be able to line it up and lay it out. So let's go to 2 Timothy 2:15.
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
You have to be able to study to show yourself approved to the Most High. He doesn't want us ignorant of these things. He put it in here so we can study it, learn it, and be able to speak it when it comes up. So we have to do this. So real quick, I want to get 1 Thessalonians 5 and let me get 21. I think that's right, or 22.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 22. Abstain from all
21.
Verse 21. Prove all things.
Do what?
Prove all things.
You have to be able to prove all things. So every one of them things that comes out of your mouth, you have to be able to prove it. You have to be able to go through the scriptures and say, this is why, this is what I'm saying it for this reason. Here are the scriptures. Read on.
Abstain. Hold fast to that which is good.
Go ahead.
Abstain from all appearance of evil.
If you cannot prove what you're saying, it appears to be evil. The same way when you look and they give you a watchtower, and the watchtower got a white Jesus, and you say, prove that in the Bible, and they don't do it, you look at them like they're evil. Well, it's just as evil when you say, I'm Judah. I can't prove it. That's the same way when we look at the Jewish people. They say that they're Judah. They say they're Judah. Prove it. They can't. Do we not look at them evil? So, you got to be able to prove things. You got to be able to prove your speech when you say it, that you're applying it to God's words. You need to be able to prove that. So now, and this applies across the board to everything that we present to somebody, because people are going to come up and challenge you. Like I said, you get challenged by your friends. You get challenged by co-workers, right? And then some of us, especially probably a lot of brothers, they learn that Israel, they want to go out and they do the challenging. They want to go and I'm going back to my church, going to talk to pastor about let them know something. That's what they think they're going to do. They think they're going to kick in the pastor's door, sit down, and let me tell you something. I watched 5 videos. Let's check this out. Check this out. Let me tell you something. Then you go up in there. All right, so let me show you what happened when you go up in there. Let me get the video that say Empire, part 1. I want the first one. Let's get this thing. Let's see. Because this is what happens to you. You gonna kick in the pastor's door. How many hold it, pause it. How many of y'all did that though? Y'all go out immediately and start challenging people. Wait a minute, yeah, hold on, I seen 2 whole videos. I saw this one all the way through. The other one I saw most of it. This one I watched the whole thing. I'm challenging everybody. Play this video. So I don't know if anybody familiar with this movie. This is Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. In this scenario, you are Luke. You are this guy. This is you. You're just coming into the truth.
The force is with you, young Skywalker.
Here come Pastor. You got challenge Pastor. Pastor didn't do nothing. You come to challenge him.
You have learned much, young one.
Long as I see this.
Neither Greek nor Jew.
Your destiny lies with me. Be one in the man.
You look on just pray to the Lord, you will get prosperity. Security.
All too easy. Perhaps you're not as strong as you thought. Impressive. Most impressive.
You got
Obi-Wan is taught you well. You have controlled your fear. Now, release your anger. Only your hatred can destroy me.
back and forth, battling in the scriptures, you and Pastor. You need them with all them precepts you just learned last night. All right, so close this one out. Close this one out. Give me that other one. Has to come back. So every time you see this, you should be thinking of the scripture. Now he's coming at you, he's giving you all the right to talk. Oh, I said this. And you don't know how to answer.
It is useless to resist. Don't let yourself be destroyed as Obi-Wan did.
That's all I got. That's it. And that's what happened to you. Hey, can you talk to, I want you to talk to my brother, see? I was giving him some scriptures. He came with some other stuff I didn't understand. That's when we get the phone call. And that's what happened. Y'all just went through that. It's like, no. Why? Because you wasn't ready yet. You wasn't ready to go and take that on. So now, let me get Sirach 14:6. So why is it that a person would run to go and do that? Why was a person, like, as soon as you got a little bit of understanding, you want to run and go and attack people with it? What's the spirit behind it?
Sirach chapter 14 verse 6. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness.
So wait a minute, it's self-envy. It's a person that, oh, I got this understanding. Now I've elevated the knowledge. I'm about to go out. And sisters probably do it too. This is the ones you probably see going back and forth with people on Facebook. Everything they say, they got a scripture. They got their little search thing open over here, trying to act like they know all these scriptures by heart. Right. Oh yeah, copy and paste, put that over there. Yeah, see. The brothers doing it too, back and forth with people. I'm not pointing at none of y'all. I ain't saying nobody. But I guarantee you, and there's probably some of y'all that's still doing it. Who been in here under a year? Who been in here under a year? Under a year. Now, who been in here under a year? You under a year? Oh, okay. Are you anybody guilty of doing that that's under a year? Anybody guilty of that that's over a year? Anybody that's still doing it that's been here over a year? Oh, okay. So when you're doing it, are you winning or are you losing? That don't matter because you shouldn't be doing it. I just want to see what you're going to say. But you probably get cut up. It was like he got cut up. got your search verdict. You like, yeah, where's that scripture at? Calling soldiers. Hey, what's that? Hey, that one you was bringing out that day. So we can't do that. You know, it's self-envy. Read that for me again.
Sirach chapter 14, verse 6. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. So
the recompense that you receive is you're going to probably end up confounded. Because you didn't know, you're jumping in the realm of something that you shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be doing all this going back and forth. Shouldn't be chasing people down to blast them with the scriptures. For one, our first goal is to do what? To bring the people in. Not to battle you. We don't go out to battle nobody. We're not trying to battle. We're trying to bring you in. We're trying to get you to understand. If you can receive it, you'll receive it. If not, then we let you go. We're not about to sit up and chase you down and try to beat you over the head with the truth. So you shouldn't be doing that with your family members. You shouldn't be doing it on the street. You shouldn't get mad at pastor and go in there and think you're going to blast them with the scriptures and he giving you back the tithes. You're not getting the tithes back. They gone. They in this Bentley. What you got all these?
I was going to get the scripture real quick. 1 Timothy. I don't know if you got it. 1 Timothy 3 and 6. Because the first thing is, when you do that, a lot of the times, you're not ready to even teach on the street. So this is your glory, this is your time to get whatever you're trying to get, whatever pleasure you're getting out of this argument. Read that.
1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 6. Not a novice.
Not a what?
Not a novice. Lest being lifted up with pride, you fall into the condemnation of the devil.
So, as a novice, you lifted up with pride because you figure like, I know these 4 scriptures that's gonna kill any Christian that walk up. Any Christian. I got the scriptures for days. Then you go, being a novice, trying to wag your knowledge tail, you know, show you who got the bigger scriptural muscles. And then he hit you with the oopsie whoops. Now you sit up here, you call, like the officer said, now you calling soldiers. Hey, soldier, yeah. I was studying and I just don't understand. I got a question. When Paul said such and such, is that what he meant? Now he looking like, what you reading? First Timothy's. All right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because what you doing is you trying to get one more bullet for your gun, and then you shoot that, you miss, you come back for another bullet. So what you're doing is you trying to be proud. That's pride in your heart that you displaying when you do that. So we gotta stay away from that as novices. All you brothers who ain't never taught on the street, don't even try it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what we do anyway. You know what I'm saying? We don't go on the internet and internet beef. We too busy for that. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay out of that stuff. All right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, let me get Proverbs 14 and 3.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 3. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them.
Read it again.
In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride.
And that's what happens. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride. That's what's happening. When you speaking foolishly, you coming out, you trying to blast somebody with something that you barely know. This is where we get our behinds whipped, right here. You going out and learn a couple precepts. I'm bringing it out. And like I said, it's on Facebook, it's family members, it's all these different things that people find themselves in the midst of, trying to flex some spiritual muscles that you haven't built up yet. You know, for one, if you was in the spirit, you wouldn't even be on there doing that. You would be like, oh, this is pointless. What am I trying to prove? What is this doing to edify? You wouldn't even be in the middle of it. So, let me get 1 Samuel 2 and 3, because this is how things are judged.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 3. Talk no more so exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed.
So, he's a God of knowledge, but read that first part for me one more time. Read it a little slower.
Talk no more so exceeding proudly.
That's what happens. We begin to start talking proud. I know all these scriptures. I just learned this stuff, and I know more within. Like, that's how I felt when I watched the very first video that I watched. It was a 15-minute video. That 15-minute video taught me more than all of my years in church. I was like, wow. What the 15 minutes? Like, and then I'm talking to other people like, listen, no, this don't go like that. You don't know what you, no, listen, no, that don't mean that. See, this is this right here. Now, they only went over so many scriptures in the 15-minute video. So that means that's the much knowledge I got out of it. But I'm taking that to other people like, no, see, you don't know what you're talking to. That Christianity thing, man, you lost it, man. Get that up, bro. You don't want to do that. And I'm going to people doing this. It's like, but it's foolishness. You battling people. I did the same stuff. I walked that same path, not as much as some of y'all, especially you. You got to point somebody out. So, but you got to get over that. The Most High, He's gonna weigh your actions, but there's the prideful feelings that we feel now that we coming into some knowledge. And it's just not just in this. You have situations where anybody learn anything, what they do. Yeah, see, see. Somebody go to school, learn how to cook. Everything you cook is wrong now all of a sudden. Right. They gonna correct you. No. Paprika is what you want to put in that. So you want to saute that a little more. See, you ain't, you see, you don't know. And that's how our people are. We gonna, if we get us a little or something, we hitting you with it. We are gonna hit you with it, and we do the same thing with this. We gotta walk slowly. We gotta, wait on our ministry. So let's go to, I'm chopping this up because I want to make sure I get through it. Let me go to, let me get that, since I just spoke on it. Let me get Romans 12:6.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse 6. So we, being many, are one body in Christ. Excuse me, verse 6. Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Or ministry, let us wait on our ministry. Or he that teacheth on teaching.
So we want to teach, we have to wait. What are we waiting for? Why does it want us to wait?
Shalom.
There you go.
I was going to get a scripture, Hebrews 5:14.
And what is that telling me?
Desire sincere, not desire, in the time you ought to be teachers, you got to need one teacher again.
Oh, okay, I agree with that. Let's get it. Let's get that in Hebrews.
The book of Hebrews.
Start at 12 now.
Chapter 5, verse 12. For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
So what are the first principles? What's the first principles of the oracles? The first principles. Get a brother the mic back there. What, you gonna hand the mic to one brother sit back down? You on mic now.
Shalom, leadership.
Hey, shalom.
Brother Mike, the first principles of is the milk, is the commandments.
Yeah. So you got to start there with the basics, the milk, right? Come on.
For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk, and not of strong meat. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe.
So when you're using milk, you're still on the basics. They're saying you're just learning how to keep a beard. Sisters learning the dress code, learning to get out of the pants. You're learning to not shave your head bald, not banging baldness upon your head. You're learning all these basics. You're learning how to keep the Sabbath. You're learning that you gotta not have mixed fabrics. Now you're looking at labels when you go on the places and doing all these. You in the milk, right? Come on.
But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. So
that's when you have exercised your spiritual muscles. You passed the milk. You already know about the beard. You already know about your fringes. You know about all of the basics You've applied all of that. You on to the next phase. Now you start to be able to understand prophecy. You're able to see it and be able to understand it and have precepts and you put it together. Now you've moved on to the next stage. So that's when you have made it to a place where you're probably better equipped to deal with somebody, to go out and or have that Jehovah Witness knock on your door and being able to deal with them. You've made it to another level. So now let me get, I want this other video real quick. Let me get that one at the top, that Return of the Jedi. Started at 52 seconds. So now, hold on. Wait, pause. So now, this is later. You done went, you done studied, you got in the scriptures, you're not new anymore, you're now no longer a novice. And you come back, and now it's time to deal with that Jehovah's Witness on your door. Now it's time to deal with your uncle that's the deacon on the deacon board. Now it's time to deal with pastor again. Now let's see. Now go play that. So now you can be hit with relations, and shut you down. See, got a precept.
You shall regret it, feeling, boy. Let the hate flow through you.
Somebody on the side talking about you teaching hate.
To be one, that's what you will. You are unwise to ignore your defenses.
So now he go back, he's a little wiser. Look, he's not even looking for that fight. When you first come into this, you looking for that battle. As you grow, you're not even looking for, he's trying to get away from that battle. He's like, listen, I'm not even trying to go there with you. You don't have to understand it. I'm just going to go about my business. And now he's being attacked. I'm quite sure y'all been through that. You went to the point where you came with the scriptures to somebody. They didn't get it. You was coming a little too hard, a little too aggressive. Then you might even got to a point where you ended up confounded. They hit you with some of Paul's writings and you was like, I don't know what that means. And you was like, dang. But once you grew and you understood, when you came back, you was a little more spiritually discerned at that point. You had a better understanding of the scriptures. You were like, wait a minute. I'm not trying to go back and forth with you. This is pointless. And they coming at you now. Now the tables are turned. So now, go to 4 minutes.
Turn to the dark side. Then
So remember the first clip. Hold on, wait, real quick. So you remember the first clip. He went looking for anybody who hasn't seen this movie that know what this is. You haven't seen it? I'm saying who hasn't seen it? Anybody know? A lot of y'all haven't seen it. Golly, for real? Y'all never saw this movie? So but now he's being pursued. So now he's like, all right, you want to come after me. Now he got the proper precepts. He got the precept pack locked down. Y'all like that? Y'all like, yeah, that's how I felt. And he was going up there, auntie boyfriend, you had so many precepts, you didn't know what to do. And that's the result. That's what happens when you take the time to learn. And you learn how to use that Bible properly. And you're only using it, you're not using it to attack anybody, but you're going to stand in defense of the faith. And somebody coming against that, you're going to deal with them. That's when you go hard. That's when it's time to go hard to think. You done made it past the other stage. You've been dealing with all the Christians. You made it to a whole new level.
Oh, shit.
And you go out to camp, this is only for the brother side. Sometimes y'all sisters experience some of this. And here comes some Hebrew, so some black Hebrew Israelite with their doctrine. All right, roll that. Right. See, Blake was minding his business. Yeah, here we go. Here they come. Here's the man. The man. Let's not breaking the Sabbath today. How about y'all with Nate?
Zombie does.
Oh no, this is the home of the truth here, bro. And you got some skill even through that. But guess what happened? Them Negroes never go away. You thought you got it, but they just keep on coming. If you're not prepared, pause it. So, if you're not prepared, one of those black Hebrew Israelites will tear your behind up if you're not studying, if you're not in the scriptures, if you don't understand. For one, some things they're going to say, they're going to try to come at you from weird angles and putting weird twists on different words in the scriptures, and or bringing something and taking it out of context. And if you're not studied, you can fall victim to that, and it's going to start to make a little sense to you, the foolishness they're talking about. You're like, you know what? I can't see that. I mean, it didn't say, let me get a famous one. Let me see. Let me get Deuteronomy 21. Yeah, let me just see where I want to start. Just want to get to the point. Hold on. Start at 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 21 verse 15. If a man have two wives.
Oh, stop right there. Hold on, brother. Stop. A man had two wives. Now, we ain't got to go no further. I want you to deal with it. If a man had, why would it say if a man had two wives if you can't have more than one? And then you sitting there, you like, why you letting them take and stop it, control the scripture? It's like, wait, the scriptures say what it say. We're going to read the whole thing if you're going to read it. No, but one of those crafty Negroes that pull some stuff like that on you. Or you got somebody that upgrade Christian. They're going to go, let me see something that they'll do. Because you got your upgrades. Because you're ready for all the basics. You know, you've been equipped. And then you get hit with an upgrade. It's like in The Matrix. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all seen that movie? Yes, sir. All right. Well, I guess Lawrence Fishburne was in it. So all right, that's cool. So let me give 1 Timothy 4. So now you got the Christian, he coming, he trying to upgrade you. And just go straight to verse 3.
1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 3. Forbidding to marry.
Just go straight to 4.
Verse 4. For every creature of God is good.
See that? I can have pork. No, you ain't got to go no further, brother.
Every creature.
Every creature of God is good. Good.
And nothing to be refused.
Don't refuse that bacon. And they hitting you with scriptures and taking them all out of... Who been hit with this? Yeah, I know all of y'all know.
A nigga like me.
Who of y'all out of here been hit with these scriptures? Been hit with this 1 Timothy 4? Yeah, this comes out on the sisters, I'm quite sure. If y'all haven't got it, you will get it. If they get you going over their house, you showed up, They got the Thanksgiving dinner out, right? Then you know they showed up for Thanksgiving. Y'all showed up. You just there to pick up something, just so happened to be Thanksgiving, and now y'all arguing about the food. I told y'all not to make ham, just keep turkey. But you gotta be aware that they will pull this stuff and take it and bend it to what they want it to be. Especially somebody that's been in the church system or in the Islam. They got their way they bend the scriptures and twist them and miscommunicate what the Most High was talking about. You got Christianity, they do it. You got the, Jehovah's Wickedness, they'll do that. So you have to be prepared. You have to be studied to make sure that that doesn't happen. But go ahead, play that some more. Everything you say, they say, I do that. Hold on. So now they go and they got something else for you. Pause it. So now let me get Galatians chapter. What do I want? No, I don't want that. I want Galatians 6 and 2, I think is what I want.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 2.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ.
They will pull this on you to say that, see, we don't have to keep the laws. If you bear one another's burden, it says that fulfilled the law of Christ. So once I help my brother, I can go on, I can do it all, I can steal. I just gotta help people. So what's your reply to that, brother? Somebody reply to that. Let me get a new hand, come on. All right, pick a spiritual hand, soldier, because they all gonna try to keep their head down like they read through the scriptures. So spiritual hands is up, pick a spiritual hand. No, I don't want a hand, I want a spiritual hand. Yep, pick a spiritual hand. Get one of those spirituals.
Shalom, leadership.
Shalom.
I don't know that one.
So you'll be one of them brothers that's getting towed up right now. They pull the scripture on you, you just lost, right? You good with that? He said, yeah, I'm good with that. Tell me up. All right, find another spiritual hand. I want to see what they got. You gotta have some type of response.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom. Oh, so you found the precept on you?
Oh, no,
okay.
I don't have an answer for that.
All right, find somebody else. I want to know how they gonna deal with Galatians 6 and 2. Read it again for him, soldier, officer.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ.
Shalom, leadership. I don't think I'll give Matthew 5:17.
Oh, okay. So you got some type of response to that?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not just gonna take that as for what they say?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Anybody else got a response? Well, my fault. Get a spiritual response. I want to see what they got. Look, you would think they'd just be like, you know what? Let me throw my hand up now so that way I know he won't pick me. Yeah, you. trying to keep his head in the Bible all of a sudden.
I don't have a response.
So basically they confounded you.
I was searching.
Huh?
I was searching.
Okay, so what would you say? They using that to say they don't have to keep the law.
I would go to 1 Timothy 1:8, maybe?
What does it say? Yeah, okay. Yeah, do what you're gonna do. Because it looked like a whole lot of brothers are being confounded. Christian got you in a corner.
First Timothy 1:9. Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient.
Okay, so how would you apply that? So you said it's not made for the lawless, but the disobedient. Let's read it again.
Knowing this, that the law is not made for the righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners.
So wait a minute. So they just came back to you and told you that, yeah, see, that's right. The law was made for sinners. It's made for the ungodly. I'm righteous. They're like, yeah, good precept. I like that one. Somebody want to help him? Now this is basic stuff. Trust me, this is basic stuff. Hold on, wait. Before you answer, I want all of the ones that had their hands up for battling people in the scriptures and all of that. Let me see that. Because I want one of them to answer. Get a mic to get this brother. I want to see what his answer was.
Shalom, leadership, Brother Mordecai. I don't really be battling, it's just that I be on Facebook commenting on things.
I just want to answer to the, I don't need the background and testimonials. I just want to answer to, how do you deal with Galatians 6 and 2?
Well, one of my favorite scriptures is about, the Bible's about the kingdom, so I will go to Revelation chapter 22:14. And I'll explain that blessed are they that do the commandments, that they may enter through the gates to get into heaven. So if you're not doing that, you're on verse 15 say you're a dog, an idolater, you're not getting the kingdom. So that's basically a cut and dry for me.
Okay. I mean, I just want to make sure y'all have a response. Hold on. Somebody else had their hand up for battling? Let's see what you got.
Shalom, leadership. Brother Jamin. I will go to Hebrews 10.
Okay, get it.
I'm not sure which verse, but I'll start at verse 1.
Oh, shoot. You going to read them a chapter?
For the law, having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifices which they offer year by year continually make the comers thereunto perfect.
Right. So you using this because they told you that we don't have to keep the law based upon Galatians 6 and 2.
I would go to this telling them that basically the only law that was done away with was the law of sacrifice.
They're not saying that it's done away, they're saying it's fulfilled. I'm just, listen, I don't know, I'm just asking. Okay. All right, get somebody else.
Shalom, leadership, brother.
Hey, shalom.
I would take them to Luke 24:40 to show what Christ fulfilled.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's a good way to go. All right, that's good enough. I just want to see if any, oh, you got something? Hey, y'all got them up. Let me hear them.
Give it to him because we talked about it. We came over the first.
Oh, okay. I ain't gonna hold you. Hey, you got something breaking up.
Shalom, leadership.
Because all the brothers that didn't have any response, they should be writing down everything y'all saying then.
Hebrews 10:4.
Okay, well, he just brought out Hebrews 10. All right, let's get another. You got something different? Oh, okay. Let's get him. He right there.
I would go to Matthew 25.
First thing, let me just say something, because maybe we're missing the point. They're using this to say that we do not have to keep the law any longer. You should have a ton of scriptures showing that we do have to keep the law. You should be loaded, locked and loaded with all types of scriptures. What you got?
I got Matthew 22, 38 through 40.
Okay, pull me something out of there.
I'll just go to the 40.
This is at 22 to 40. You're going to read 18 scriptures to him.
22, 38 through 40. Just.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 22 through 40.
No, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So everything that was said before, all the laws and the commandments, is about loving your brother as yourself. So they right in the sense that you still have to keep the law. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, it's done because I'm just doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's all laws and commandments.
Right, it's about to be a praise break in the back.
Start that praise break. All right.
What was that, Soldier?
No, I forgot. What's his name again?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that was you praise breaker?
Yeah, he praise breaker. Hey, he's laughing. He got the scripture. He got,
oh, that's what you was looking for. Oh, okay. All right.
Isaiah.
All right, look, let's move forward. I just wanted to make sure y'all had some responses. Got to be able to, again, this is why you're supposed to study to show yourself approved. When these things come up, you have to be able to deal with it. When people approach you with these situations, these ways that they're using the scriptures, you have to be able to always be able to, because you're saying you have to keep the law, right? We all in here understand that we have to keep the law. So when somebody comes and says we don't, you should be able to prove them wrong in the scriptures. Anything somebody comes up and says, you should be able to go and show why you do what you do. You telling young people, oh, I keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. And they told you, Galatians 6 and 2, you don't have to do that. You gotta have a response. You can't just say, oh, well, I'm just gonna do it out. You have to be able to respond. Everybody understand that? Yes. All right, go back to the movie clip.
Look at you.
See, look at you. You got tore up with Galatians 6 and 2.
What? You see? Can't help you understand. Nice shot.
Study.
Someone always trying to ice skate uphill.
That's Romans 9, y'all. That's Romans 9. Romans chapter 9. That's what that one was. All right, let's see. When in doubt, pull up Romans 9. All right, let's get 1 Timothy 3, verse 13. I mean, 1 Timothy 4, 13.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 13. Till I come, give attendance to reading.
So that's what we have to do. We have to give attendance to reading. We need to, we have to read this Bible front to back. How many people have read the Bible front to back in the truth? Not when you was in the Christian church, you read it front to back. You read it front to back since you've been in the truth. Not very many. Do we not say this all the time? So who's in the process of reading the Bible front to back? All right, golly.
In order.
In order, not just reading. No, now I see a difference.
Yeah, I saw that.
I see a difference. Oh, okay. You gotta read it. Read the Bible front to back. Do that. Then you can go, like certain things, you'll just be able to identify and locate just off that knowledge right there. So speaking about King David, you know not to go to Galatians because you don't know. He was during this time. Or you'll be able to isolate different sections of the Bible just based upon the history that you know from you reading it from the back. I'm speaking about Harlophanes. Those that have read the Bible front to back will automatically say, well, Harlophanes was the one that Judith cut his head off. So you know you're going to pick up your Apocrypha and you're going to go to the book of Judith. And now you know where you can read about Harlophanes or So you'll be able to start to compartmentalize the Bible a little bit just by reading it front to back. And you should do that multiple times, not just once. So you should constantly be reading the Bible through. So you don't see things on your second pass that you didn't see on your first pass. And on your third pass, you're going to pick up some things, and this is going to continue to grow. Your understanding is going to continue to elevate. So let's get Jude chapter 20. Jude, and then we get verse 20.
Jude, verse 20. But ye beloved, building up yourselves on your most holy faith.
So that's what you have to do. You have to build up yourselves. How you going to do that? By studying. You're building yourself up. You're gaining it, growing in knowledge. You're staying in the Bible. You're constantly reading it. All right? Some of us, we have to listen to it. Like me, I drive a truck. I can't always just stop and read. So what do when I'm riding? I'm listening. I'm listening to classes. I got audio Bible. I just let that thing play. Like, I done picked up a lot of precepts just off listening to the Bible. Like, wait a minute. I didn't catch that the first time when I read through it. But listening to it on this audio, let me make sure I jot that down when I get to where I'm going. And so, yeah, now I got another precept to back this thing up or that. So you can always find a way to get it in. Even some of us, we work in other types of jobs. Some of them allowed to have earphones in. That's an audio Bible. You can be still picking it up. All right? So Proverbs 14.
Proverbs chapter 14, verse 6. A scorner seeketh wisdom, and findeth it not. But knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth.
Go ahead.
Go from the presence of a foolish man, when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge.
So sometimes people will approach you, because I know I keep saying that, yes, you have to give an answer, but you have to understand that not every question warrants an answer. Sometimes you have to just leave them where they are. And that's what happens, like we go to camp sometimes and people come up with foolish questions. We don't answer everything that somebody says and asks you, because sometimes it's a foolish question. And now you're sucking me into your foolishness. Now if somebody walks by, it just looks like we're both in the foolishness. No, I'm not even allowed to entertain your foolish question. So you have to be able to discern when to do so. Proverbs 26, start at verse 4.
Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him.
So we're not supposed to answer somebody according to their folly. Just like when you may see videos come up and people come up from other camps and want to come and challenge our camp in the scriptures. And a lot of times we'll just ignore them. Why? Because it's already foolishness. This thing has been dealt with already. Why are we going to continue to try to answer these same foolish questions? We're not doing that. We're not going to answer you according to your folly. We're not sucking into what you want to do. Read on.
Verse 5. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit.
So how did that happen? Because he got you to bend from what you were doing. You were teaching the people. You were edifying. You were doing the work of the Most High. And he sucked you into a conversation about the name. Or he sucked you into a conversation about multiple wives. Or about how the heathens are not, or Esau is not the so-called white man. And he sucked you into that foolishness. Answer not a fool according to his father. So let's get to Titus chapter 3 and verse 9.
The book of Titus, chapter 3 and verse 9. But avoid foolish questions.
Do what?
Avoid foolish questions.
So even though you're supposed to give an answer for the reason of your hope, you still need to know when to avoid foolish questions. That means don't just answer anything. Avoid the foolish ones. Go ahead.
And genealogies. And contentions.
And strife. Contentions and stripes and genealogies. And like I had a brother ask me the other day, like, hey, have you taken a DNA test? I'm like, what for? Why would I have to go take a DNA test? I'm like, well, have you seen the 2020 expose they did on DNA tests? Oh, no, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, that's false. Nothing to that. Oh, but if I would have been listening to him, he still was trying to push, no, I need to know my DNA, my genealogy. Go do a DNA test. What is 23, is that it? 23andMe, is that it? Yeah, 23andMe. Ancestry.com, brother. Brother, no, I don't got time for this. I'm going to keep moving. Read.
And strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. A man that is an heretic After the first and second admonition, reject.
After 1 to 2 times of you telling them, listen, no, that's foolishness. Now that's it. If you go past that, you the fool. If you sitting up going back and forth with somebody 45 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour over something that you already know is foolish and you already said your piece on it, you're supposed to reject them. That's the math. Hey, listen, I'm going to leave you right there where you went. I'm going to keep it moving. Because it's a time and a place for everything. I'm going to get my last scripture. Let me get Ecclesiastes 3. It's a time and a place for everything. And sometimes it's a time to answer. Sometimes it's a time to leave that person right there in their foolishness and keep moving. 3 and, yeah, start at verse 1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven.
There's a purpose for everything under the heaven. It's also a time to answer. It's a time not to answer. You have to be able to discern when to do so. 7, verse 7.
Verse 7. A time to read and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak.
You have to know when is the time to keep silent and when is the time to speak. When is the time where this person, maybe they're just asking me this out of sincerity. They really don't know. Then I may want to answer that question like, oh, I can tell that you really are just confused with this issue. And you can tell the difference between somebody walking up with a camera aimed at you saying, yeah, what about this? They're not asking you that just because they want to know the answer to something they're confused about. They already have an agenda. Then that's the time for me to keep silent. Like, no, I'm not even dealing with that, but keep it moving. This may happen, brothers, y'all out on fly missions, you may run into this type of stuff. You must be prepared. Read the last verse, verse 8.
Verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace.
So sometimes you have to gauge how to answer a question. Sometimes you may answer the question peacefully. You may be like, oh, you know what, let me just give you a soft answer. And sometimes you gotta blast somebody's ass, but you gotta know when to do it. You gotta know when is the right time for each situation. You have to be able to discern that.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. Take care of us, and our children too, and our children too. We have repented. How about you? How about you? People want to know who's the king.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.